Okay, on this first installment of country-specific tips that I want to do, we're gonna take a look at Tunisia, the only country in Africa, in northern Africa, that's covered with normal car coverage. I know Egypt has some tracker, probably Morocco too, and some other ones, but Tunis has full car tracker, full car coverage. We're gonna take a look at it. Tunisia, it's small enough that you can guess on specific roads. It has partial coverage, that helps also. There's not that much of the country that's covered. Most of the inland stuff is just a minute from street view. And there's a couple good clues that can give you the right region, and there's even more specific clues that can give you like the road or the town where it's in. And we're gonna take a look at them all. So first, I wanna quickly point out that in fact there is only coverage on the east coast of Tunisia. This helps a lot. You should never be guessing in the middle of the desert out here. There's no coverage except for this one city, which has a specific clue that I will get into later. The coverage is very limited. There's only a few roads covered everywhere, so if you get a location on a highway, you can quite often just look at the angle and look at the environment and get a relatively close guess just by those two things, like environment and angle. And then when car meta and other clues come into play, you can get an even closer guess. So let's take a look at the follow cars. I made a scribble map that can that has all the clues that I've that I've found that are useful. So the first one is the generic north follow car. This one is very noticeable. It's like moss green, a moss green Toyota that follows you everywhere, from Bizerte down to Hammamet. It stops around here. So everywhere south of this, you will only see the southern follow car, which you can see, for example, here. That's Mazda, a dark green Mazda. That one can be found from here all the way down to well, basically everywhere except for the city. This one has another specific car. Oh, you can see, yeah, the Mazda still follows you, but if we get another location, there's actually two follow cars. There's also this white Mitsubishi, and as you can see, the Mazda is following Mitsubishi in this one. So yeah, more often than not, it will be behind the Mitsubishi, and that will be the one that you notice. So if a white Mitsubishi follows you, you know that you're in Kairouan. And then Jerba is another exception on the rule of the bolt follow cars. It very often just does not have a follow car, but when it does, it will be a oh, there it is in the distance. Let's try to look at it a little closer. Ah, there it is. A police car, Mercedes, that will follow you around on some roads, and it's also possible to see the black car following you on some roads, but it's quite rare. You will more often than not just not have a follow car on this island here. So that's the big car metas to speak of. The rest are just regional clues that I will discuss in the games that we will play. This is another map that shows the location of some of the trackers in Tunisia. So I will also try to link this on my geoguessr profile. I'll also link this in the video description. It's just a scribble map that has a quick overview of the different tips that I found. So just as an example, here's one Tunisia game I played. it had pretty good rounds, but it has some of the clues that, well, if you know the clues, you can get a similar score to this, just no moving on Tunisia. So for example, on this round, we have the hillside town here, El Alia, and you can get some pretty close guesses just by knowing some of these clues. The salt pans here. like these white flat zones. They show up as lakes on Google Maps, but it's clearly not a lake. Here's another one. This one's actually a bit more crazy that I got this one, but the salt pan is more in that direction, and it felt hilly, and this is just more a regional guess that I still got very close on. Yes, facts, and this one, yeah. Okay, so let's play a couple of Tunisia games. I'll set it on like 1 minute, doesn't really matter. Okay, so here the first clue is of course the moss green car, so that would indicate that it's north, north of Mohammed. Another clue is the buildings themselves, the architecture. It feels not as rough as the rest of the country, really. It feels pretty capital-like. The white buildings, no cracks or anything, and it's a bit hilly. And this this sign is of course very handy. It has some directions on it: Tunis east and center. And since it's to the south, we're probably gonna be somewhere on this road. I wonder. We're crossing over something there. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, it's gonna be somewhere in Tunisia, and we were quite close. Here's a very common chirp around. You'll have the sea very close. It's a small island, so there's a lot of coverage on the sides. All the sides are covered, I think. Yeah, so it has like a ring of coverage around it, and there's no follow car to speak of. And these palms are very Jerba. You can find them in Jerba and in Gabes, this town. But in Gabes you would, yeah, it would be a town for one, and the sea wouldn't be to the west, and there would be a follow car, of course. So this is one of those places where you can use the road angle to find the correct location. There's not a lot of stuff around really, so this wouldn't make too much sense. This looks quite good actually. It's still quite a distance away, so this makes more sense. Ah! Maybe I should have put the timer a little longer, but it's on the right side of the island. Okay, so this is the southern generic follow car. It feels like a big town. This middle region of Tunisia can be really hard to identify like the correct location. These three cities look quite a lot like each other, but I'm tempted to just go Sfax here, just because of the multi-story buildings. I think you would see that less in the other cities, but don't quote me on that. Urban locations in Tunisia are quite hard. Are there any other clues that I could pick up on? Telephone numbers, they're not that useful in Tunisia. Let's just go Sfax, and it's Zeus. A bit rough, but you're always gonna get a couple of bad rounds in a game. No follow car here, but I don't think it's Jerba. Oh, it's in front of us. That's the follow car, and it's leading us. It feels quite far south, and why I say that is because of the lighter soil. That's also quite rocky, and there's a lot of garbage. So let's look at the road angle. I was thinking Medellin. It's the southernmost town that's covered, basically. But it could be very much wrong. It does take like it goes off to the north. I don't think it's right actually, but we'll see. Yeah, it's south, but it's around Gabes. Normally you would see like the palms a lot, but I guess not on this round. It's too far out of the city. It's a bit of a difficult one, but still quite good. This is gonna be north just because of the vibes, like these plain dirt flat areas, and then this road going through it. It does feel like the lighter car. Tunisia is 76 kilometers to the north. Okay. We're gonna be somewhere here then, with the road angle. Somewhere on this road. It bends off to the left. That is a bit. Hammamet is 20 kilometers. Okay, so we're here, 20 kilometers out of Hammamet. That makes a lot more sense. I can't read. Should read the signs, of course. Yeah. It's on another curve, but it's the right road, and it's a close guess. Okay, so 20k game, not my best. Okay, so let's play another one. Again, okay. Southern car. You have here. Not much to go off of. I'm sure like some mosques are recognizable in certain cities, but I cannot be arsed to learn them. That's a bit too much effort just learning the mosque in every city. This does, yeah, this is again like Sfax just has a lot of coverage when compared to the other cities. Sfax has a lot of coverage. The other cities are less big, so it's just less likely to be there. And honestly, just it always feels like Sfax, you know? It's just a good hedge. When you don't know where in Tunisia you're gonna be, you're in an urban round with the black follow car. It's a good shout to go Sfax, but it's near Sus and Monastir in this case. There's a couple of small towns that are covered there, like where the car drives through. But surprisingly, this whole big area, you should never guess there because it's just not covered. There's a bit of coverage on the coast here, but it's quite hilly out here. That's also a good clue. But it's really hard to like get the small places. It's a really long shot to get those. Okay, southern car again. There do seem to be like Gabas palms there, like the palms you see in Gabas and Jerba. With the follow car so close by, I'm tempted to go Gabas here. Is there like a road that fits though? There doesn't seem to be honest. Not too big of a fan, but let's go. Okay, it is in Gabas. So here the trees were a really good clue. Here again the northern car. Here highway to Tunis to the south. So presumably we're not in Tunis, or somewhere else. Maybe Bizerta makes sense here. Does it have like a roundabout somewhere in the city? There's a lot of roundabouts in Tunisia. Does this make sense? It does not at all. I know this roundabout is not the one, just by knowing it, but maybe it's just on the outskirts. Bizerta is too hilly, by the way. It's not this flat. It's south of Tunis. Don't know why I did not really consider that. Of course, it's a possibility. There's still the light green car out here. I just thought it was more northern, but in hindsight, there were no towns that it could have been, so I should have looked here. That's the black follow car, the dark green one. And with this kind of overpass, you're gonna be on the A1. It's a bit hilly, not too hilly. Do we see any major population centers? Ooh. There is another overpass right there. That really makes me think of this stretch here. This stretch of highway. Yeah. Really makes me think of that one. It goes slightly... It curves. Like here, maybe? That makes sense. Do we have a road? Yeah, we do. Overpass side? Yeah, could be the case. Could be the one. I'm thinking it's good. Let's go. Okay, again. Right stretch of road, but wrong place. This part of the road is maybe too slight. It was definitely a bigger curve, but yeah, just 1 minute. It's not enough to really get a precise guess in. So here we have the rockiness again, like the white rocks and the garbage on the roads. Black follow car, of course. And those hills. Those are the hills you see near Medellin, definitely. You cannot really see them clearly on the map, but you can sometimes see some hill shades going on. There to the north west here, we're on a major double lane road. And it goes in a weird direction actually. For Tunisia, for Medellin. No, I'm not so sure anymore. I'm still gonna go there. Oh, okay, it's on the ring around. Didn't know that was like a two-way, like, divided highway. Because this one is not. Couldn't really put my finger on it, but yeah, it's this hill. It has a marker. You can see it a little bit. But that's the one you see in the distance in Medellin. That's a better game. But let's try to go for a 22.5k game. Just need a good seed. It's definitely possible to get a gold medal in the Explorer mode for Tunisia. Just no moving. Again, like south car. And it's again like the urban area between Sousse and Sfax. Somewhere there. Bit hilly. Is that like the sea? What am I looking at here? I do not feel like it's Sfax this time around. It's too little, not enough multi-story buildings. Let's go this road. I don't know. And it's not, but it's, yeah, it's in that area. So, not a bad guess. It's a good region guess for an urban Tunisia round. Again, the Gabes palms. I'm calling them Gabes palms, but they're also found in Jerba, which this is. This is the North Boulevard on Jerba that runs along the north coast here. It takes like a curve to the side there, and a curve to the north there. Here maybe? It's like a bit of a park here, actually. Maybe this makes sense. It's perfectly straight. And this does not have any houses on it. That might be a mosque, so that could fit. Let's go. Nice. That's a good guess. Good Jerba region guess. Here we have the White Rocks. So I'm immediately thinking south of Gabes, like this area. Of course the south car. And we're driving on a bit of a strange road angle, to be honest, for it to be this road. Because there's not a lot of coverage here. You can see it's basically just one road. This part isn't even covered, just two Zorges. and then so. So let's try to find. I'm thinking we're gonna be on this road, but the road angle doesn't really fit. Might just be near Medellin then, or maybe more north. Actually, now that I think of it, it's probably gonna be around here. Yeah. Yeah. This is a bait round. The white rocks. It's a real meta. It helps a lot, but there's this region above Sphax that also has it visible in some places, and it has like the same hilliness to it, but it's really hard to get that region right because it looks a lot like this one. But that just makes me look like a fool, of course. Okay. Dark green car. Hilliness to the north. Pretty lush, to be honest. Very hilly. Again, there's rocks. Maybe we're in a similar place this time. Here. Let's go. Oh! Oh, that's pain. Oh. Okay, so look, this time the rocks were right. The white rocks, as you can see. You find them a lot in the southern parts of Tunisia. Yeah, I didn't dare to commit. And this is a tracker. Good way to round it off. I'm just gonna go Tunis here. If it's an inside tracker, it should just be Tunis. I know there's like this one, it's a Star Wars set, there's coverage here. But let's try again for 22.5k. This is a Tunisia follow car, I think. So Tunisia has a lot of different follow cars. You can see basically everything there, except for the dark green Mazda. And I think they're specific to certain parts of town, but it's just Tunis, so it's not that far away. The dark green follow car here, multi-story buildings, but there do seem to be some palms here, which makes me think of Gavas. There's a lot of garbage thrown about, so that would make sense as well. Again, using the road angle to find a street that fits. Doesn't really seem to be one. Again, wasn't one last time, but maybe it is Sphax actually. Maybe there's not enough of the stuff. There's a lot of other tree types, so I'm gonna go Sphax. Just but I did mention it, so if it's there, no, it is Sphax. Yeah, you would see a lot more palms, and there were just a lot of multi-story buildings, and that's really a Sphax thing. This one's a bit hard. Let me think for a moment. I've got slight hills, divided highway, overpasses again. So it would make sense for it to be around here again. Does that look like a salt flat? Yeah, it does. So that would fit for this one. Does it curve to the east? It does. Is there an overpass in the distance before? Yeah, sorta. This fits a lot. I like this guess. I'm gonna go. Yeah, nice. So a big clue here was, of course, the salt flat in the distance. There's a lot of them, but there's not a lot of coverage near one. This one has coverage near it. This is I think, another salt flat, but there's not a lot of coverage where you can see it, and there's a lot of coverage on this highway where you can see salt flats, and on Gerba too, this one. But yeah, that was a good guess considering the lack of any major clues. Here we have like a pipeline. That's definitely a South Gerba thing, because on this bridge you can see a pipeline running along. So I'm thinking we're somewhere near there, maybe just on this road. This really bent to the north a lot. And again, like the rocks, like the rockiness, it's definitely far south, but I don't think I'm gonna get the right region this time around. Oh, actually, might be here with the the river here. We'll see. Nice. Again, just clues from the minimap. There's like a stream, probably it's seasonal, probably, but that's why there's like a dip in the road and the oil line goes over it, or whatever it is. I don't know if it's an oil line, but it goes over, so when the stream streams, it can just pass under and over the road. So yeah, that's another nice one. And here we're near Tunis again. That's a really big rock. I think that's the one you can see here. Like these are some serious mountains, and since it's side, we might actually be right next to some. Yeah, it might. Yeah, this one. And here's a peage. Yeah, this makes perfect sense. We're like here. Oh, perfect. Oh, that's an amazing game. 24.5. Like I said, it's not too hard to get a game like this. Our Tunis guess is the farthest away one, actually. That's such a nice game. And a good one to end it on, probably. So yeah, those were some of my Tunisia tips. I'll put links to the resources in the video description if you want to take a look, and there's an excellent guide on Plonkit which I helped to write, which I will also link. So yeah,